Welcome to the Green River Area Homemaker Leader lesson on meal kits. Are they worth it? I am Rondine Rollins, the FCS assistant from Henderson County. The agents that are presenting today are Katie Alexander, Daviess County FCS agent, Amanda Hardy, FCS agent from Henderson County, and Amanda Dane, agent at large.
Okay, with this lesson you will have a PowerPoint, that's what we will be going through to talk about. You also will have a handout on meal kits, are they worth it, and a couple of activities doing a cost comparison. So this lesson, basically the overview, we're going to be thinking about how much time and money that we invest in our food preparation each week. We'll talk about what meal kits are. We'll look at the benefits and the drawbacks of using the meal kits and think about the considerations that are involved when deciding if you should use meal kits as your grocery meal planning service. And finally, some recommendations will be provided about when they may be appropriately used. The objectives for this lesson are to identify the benefits and drawbacks of incorporating meal kits into your diet, and to provide guidance to consumers on wisely spending food dollars to meet the individual or family dietary goals. So some food for thought. These are some questions that your group of your club members could discuss. Y'all can discuss, do you get overwhelmed by all the options when grocery shopping? Do you feel like you eat the same meals over and over? And does planning meals stress you out? And then do you dread the work it requires to prepare ingredients for a meal at home? So those are all questions that your club, your members can take some time to discuss, to go over. Americans want to spend less time buying groceries, planning their meals, and preparing ingredients. But Americans who spend more time on food-related decisions, like buying groceries and meal planning, have better health. So thinking more about food correlates with an improved health outcomes. So next, Amanda Hardy is going to talk to you about the actual meal kits.
Hi, I am Amanda Hardy, and today I am going to talk to you about meal kits. Are they worth it? We're going to go through the advantages and the disadvantages to these kits. So, meal kits started about 5 years ago, and it now has a growing following of people who want convenience and food choices and food that's good. So rather than having to go to the grocery store, these are basically meals that you select on their website, and they are shipped directly to your house. And the food preparation is pretty much done for you. So you simply prepare the recipe that's in the kit, and you've got a meal on the table within about 30 to 60 minutes. Meal kit services provide convenience and time savings. And we know that more than 100 companies in the United States are providing meal kits. It has grown to a $2.2 billion industry since 2012. That is huge. Almost 20% of U.S. adults have tried a meal kit service at least once. Do you know anyone that's tried a meal kit service? Have you tried one for yourself? Have you seen the commercial or an ad online about these meal kits? Well, I'm here to tell you today, I have tried meal kits, and it's true, everything that we are talking about, I can say that it's very true. It comes in a kit, you have everything right there, and you have a meal to prepare. So, each week, a consumer will go online and they will select the different recipes that they want for that week. Now, it's normally a short list of options, but it gives you many options that, if there's an ingredient you don't like, you can switch it out. You also do a profile when you first sign on to a meal plan website, and it asks you if you are a meat eater, if you're not a meat eater, if you like seafood, if you like varieties of different types of food, or are you basically a meat and potato person? So it does ask for you to break those things down. You can put that you don't want something, if there's a certain vegetable you don't like, you can put that on there. Then from that, shipping and delivery days are set up and are typically scheduled a few days out. Now it says a few days in advance. Typically it's about a week to 2 weeks in advance. So you're planning for things that are going to happen later on. Services try to provide the freshest ingredients possible regardless of where you live. So these are coming in shipped boxes on dry ice, and most of the time they're just delivered to your front door, and you get them when you get home and you put them directly to the refrigerator, those items that need to be refrigerated. So some benefits of these meal plans or meal kits. There is a variety of foods to choose from. Like I said, you can pick and choose what you like and what you don't like. They do incorporate a lot of fruits and vegetables. So they're healthy plans. They're healthy foods that you're eating. Now, and then they also include a lot of vitamins and minerals that you need. Now, depending on what you look at when you look at a food label, whether you look at carbs or you look at sodium or you look at calories, this could either sway you away or sway you to them. Now, a lot of them are very high in sodium. So if you're watching how much salt you're getting in your diet, this may or may not be for you. They also, again, have lots of vegetables and fruits, but it's sometimes different cooking methods that are used to prepare these items, maybe something you're not used to. Another thing that they go by is portion control. They only give you enough for the number of people you have. So they do cooking kits for 2, for 4, for 6. Normally it's in the 2s, but they vary. And typically there's no leftovers. No leftovers when it comes to these kits. They give you exactly what you need. And then again, there's no food waste when it comes to that. There's no food that you're wasting. If you think about going to the store and purchasing, an onion. Okay, the recipe calls for a half of an onion. Well, they're going to give you a half of an onion. They're not going to give you a full onion. Just like if you were to prepare that meal, you would have half of that onion left over for something else. Now, sometimes that's good for people, sometimes it's not. You might use that for another recipe, or you may not. So that depends. And then family mealtime is a plus when it comes to meal kits, because you're getting to sit down and actually eat as a family when it's finished. Now, what I've experienced when I had a meal kit was that my husband knows how to cook a few things, but not really a lot of things. But he had a recipe. He had all the ingredients outlined, he knew exactly what to do. This was a plus for him, because if I wasn't home in time, he could already have dinner going. It also is a good time to have other family members in the kitchen with you, helping you. So if you have children, grandchildren, they can help you with these meals. So we know by research that the families are more likely to sit down and dine together with these meals. When you have a planned meal, there are, of course, numerous benefits for child and family development to have your children sit at a table with you every night and eat. You have the opportunity to ask questions, to talk about their day, and to just kind of unwind. One thing I heard, and we've tried to start as our family, is go around and talk about something that we're grateful for, or something that happened in our day. That gets them talking. That gets that open communication. So it's a great time for family togetherness. So lots of good bonding and communication there. So those are all the benefits. Now there are some drawbacks. And everyone's going to be different. Some of the advantages to them may be a drawback to you, and vice versa. So it's each individual. Now, in addition to benefits, of course, there are some drawbacks. Healthfulness. Now, although they may increase your intake of those fruits and vegetables, They're not always healthy because of marketing of the foods. Sometimes it says fresh. Well, fresh is not always equal to healthy. So keep that in mind as well. Again, we talked about sodium, looking at what you're looking for in your foods and making sure that you're eating the right things. That could be a drawback. Also, you can check the website and see what the full nutrients are in that kit and each item. But just like grocery stores, we should always look at those labels. So check the labels out before you order a kit. Also, packaging waste. Now, I talked about how they bring the box, they sit it on your porch, and it can sit there. It can sit there probably a couple of days. Now, the reason being is because it is packed very well. You end up, when you take all the stuff out, you have a lot of packaging waste. A lot of plastic, a lot of cardboard. So, is that a deterrent for you or is it not? Then there's also the cost. There is some drawbacks to these. These kits can be very pricey. You may be able to budget a nice meal a lot less money than what sometimes these kits cost. An average meal per person is $10. Well, at my house, a family of 4, if we were to say $10, that's $40 a meal. That's very pricey for us. So that would turn me a little bit away from them. Now, I will tell you that at the beginning, these kits start out with a really good deal. They start out with like maybe $20 off or $40 off. Or someone can send you a coupon that they've used it before, and first time people get a discount. So you will notice that they won't give you the full discount off the first box. It'll be like the first 3 boxes. Or it may just be divided out so that you will stay with them. But if you notice, the cost will go up. So what I've done is I've tried a few different brands out, and I've used the coupons, and then when it gets too pricey for me, I just stop doing it. But roughly a week for a family of 2 to 3 is $60. That might not include any kind of shipping cost, so you have to see if convenience is worth the financial side of that. So you want to just kind of weigh it out to what you think suits you best, because everybody's different. I will tell you, different brands, of course, have different foods. It's no different than us shopping at the grocery store and picking, for instance, I don't know, an ingredient that has a name brand, maybe a generic, maybe a different brand that you might not like. It's pretty much the same thing. There may be a meal kit company that you really like, and then you may try another one and be like, well, this one wasn't as good. Same way. So just keep these things in mind, and the biggest advice probably is just make sure you do your research. Know what you're getting, know what's in those ingredients, and then weigh out the pros and the cons. Now Amanda Dane will come in, and she is going to talk about the cost comparisons, so you'll know a little bit about the differences.
So if you'll look with me in your PowerPoint, there is page 11, cost comparison grocery versus meal kit. And this breaks down an exact recipe of an example of something you could get in a meal kit. So this one, for example, is honey mustard glazed chicken with roasted sweet potato wedges and slaw. And so it breaks down the ingredients on the right side to how much it would cost at a grocery store if you were to go in to purchase the name brand of that store, or if you were to buy a kit. And so if you look at it, it breaks down that if you buy these items at the grocery store, and that it would be $4.89 for this meal. And keep in mind that it is for 2 people, so it's a serving of 2. And then if you were to do the package price, so if you were to do a meal kit, that would be $18.58. So as you can see, it's a little bit more pricey to order the package kit. And if you look, it also highlights that the meal kit cost $19.98. So there is, like Amanda mentioned earlier, a little bit of upcharge for shipping and different items. So really, you need to kind of think about how much it is and if it's worth your investment. So another thing to highlight is that we provided you all with 2 activities to go through, and this will help you break down a recipe and then a cost comparison tool. So those are included in your all's packets. So that's something you can do together as a group. You can do it as a family or individually to see if meal kits are worth it for you and your families. Other considerations that you want to think about: do you have reliable internet access? So is this something you're going to be able to do, or are you going to have at home, or are you going to have to go to maybe a local library or somewhere to get internet access to order? Would you consider you or your family adventurous eaters? Do you have a personal or health-related dietary restriction because of health conditions? Keep in mind, this is something that if you did order a kit, they could adhere to and help you out with that. Does your local grocery store have prepared meal kits available? I'm sure some of you all have noticed there are some stores that have like roast and carrots and potatoes already packaged together. You can just go ahead and buy those and you won't have that additional cost of shipping. Other useful tips for meal kits. You can use them temporarily. You can use them for a cooking school, so you can learn new techniques or just try out new recipes in general for you and your family. Or you could also use them during times of personal or family transition, whether it's you're welcoming a new baby into the home or your family's going through an emergency and you need that convenience. Are you receiving a true value and cost savings? Ask someone you know about their experience, so someone you know that's already used these kits before. And then another idea would be to split or share a meal kit service with a family or friend so you can explore the cost and try out and see if this is something that you think you and your family would enjoy. So that is it for our lesson on meal kits and if they're worth it. So hopefully you've learned a little bit more about it and you can determine from our activities and just the information if it is for you and your family to use. So please also in your packets there is an evaluation, so please fill that out and take that back to your local extension office, and we appreciate that. We always enjoy getting feedback to see how we can make things better for you all and if the information is useful. Thank you.